No, I truly feel like I'm the best in the league. I want to put a stamp on it.
There are guys that you can't cover, and there are guys that you can't tackle. It just so happens that A.J. Brown is both.
Y'all don't look great. Philly is lit, man.
And I want to get the fans involved, so I'm like, what can they say when I make a play? I make a touchdown, right?
What is going on, everybody? I go by Philly Mike, and it's the Philly Tall Podcast. And we are back with a Friday live stream. I wanted to touch base with y'all and check the temperature, whether you're in this city of brotherly love, rooting for the Eagles, or across the world, a couple cities away. Eagle Nation, I need y'all to stand up today and represent. After I get through my little bit of talking and answering some of y'all questions, I will open the line. So I will drop the link in the description. Hopefully a couple of y'all come on and talk to me how you feel about Sunday's matchup, Eagles-Niners. Did you know that the last 8 Super Bowls, 6 of them was represented by either the Eagles or the Niners of the NFC? The last 8 Super Bowls, 6 of them were represented by one of the teams that will lose wild card weekend. Cough, cough, not the Eagles. And the reason I played the A.J. Brown hype video, because we need to hear that in the stands. Smitty gonna turn up. He always does against the Niners. I expect Saquon and Tank. Yes, Tank. I mean, Jason Kelce don't go on WIP and make a big statement about Tank running, and KP and Nick Sirianni don't hear him. Plus, Jason probably called him up like, yo, use Tank. I already said it. Now do it. It'll make me look better when I talk again. But I wanted to play the A.J. Brown song, or the theme song, because of what Sleeper Eagle and Elliott Shore Parks had to say about Thursday's practice. Not today's, Thursday. But I feel like he's the one leading it. Well, I don't feel like it. It said it. And I feel like that's the energy in the locker room because we've been there, done that. And I understand it hasn't been a pretty season, but we know how to win football games. And Sleeper Eagle, in Elliott Shore Park's words, said it best. A.J. Brown and the Eagles locker room had a different energy today, says Elliott Shore Parks. Again, different energy in the locker room on Thursday. It's an extremely loose and loud Eagles locker room. Players hanging out at each other's locker, and A.J. Brown is leading it. And people might hear loud and loose like they don't care. No, loud and loose like they're getting ready to get back to real Eagles football, to not making us stupid mistakes, costing us yardage, whether it's penalties, drop balls, this, that, and the third. And again, we can't make sure. I mean, the players can't do it all. We're going to need some help from our coaches. Best believe that. But the players on the field know the game, feel the game, and know how to win a game in this type of environment. And so we've seen players like AJ, like Saquon, like Jalen be more vocal on the sidelines this year. We're going to need all that and more as it pertains to the Eagles-Niners wild card showdown. But I love the fact that the locker room had a different energy this week. It's loud, it's loose, they're connecting, and A.J. Brown is leading it. So why not start the game off with some passes to A.J. Brown? He only needs 1 or 2 to break to take to the crib. Simple and plain. No Cut Sports Podcast with the $5 super chat. Appreciate the love. He said BTA Part 2 starts Sunday. We're going back to back. Keep doing your thing, family, and go Birds. Hashtag keep it. I hear you. Hey, shout out to No Cut Sports Podcast. Go check out his show too. He does videos and live streams. Go check it out. All you got to do is type in No Cut Sports Podcast in the YouTube search bar and he'll pop up. Niall Frazier. Go check him out. Appreciate the super chat. And I'm with you with the running it back, but I'm in playoff mode, just like the players are. And we got to worry about the San Francisco 49ers. On paper, that defense is not good due to the injuries. They don't got a Bosa. They don't got, they're missing a lot of people. No Fred Warner, no Bosa. They just lost another linebacker. But Robert Saleh is a good DC. And that offense still was putting up points. They were a top offense in the league when Purdy was behind the offensive line. Trent Williams, who looked like he wasn't going to go, is trying to go. Ricky Purcell, whatever, the young wide receiver that will make that core even better, looks like he's trying to go. And they did win 6 of their last 7. But I'm glad Seattle beat them down in the way they beat them down, because I think they laid the blueprint right there in front of everybody. If anybody was worried about the Niners putting up 40 on the Colts and 30 on this team, I think the Seattle Seahawks laid it out perfectly on how to beat them. Now, again, shout out to the real ones in the building. Lady J, Tiffany Simpson, No Cut Sports, Lords Vaughn, yo, it's Chloe, Maine Fresh, Daryl Lee, Mark, Ken, Philly Joker, Wise Matt, Gene Pio, Reyes, Eagles Nest, Trey, Philly Tide, Donnie 4, Little Griffin. And again, sorry, because YouTube has the ads coming up. So I know some of y'all by default picture, but it just feels weird the way YouTube is saying it. Pretty Mimi in the building. And again, I'm going to drop the link in the comment section. And please, when I do it, call in. If you want to show your face, show your face. If you don't, you don't have to. But I want to check the temperature, not just read your comments. I want to hear from y'all about the Eagles-Niners game. Lady J said, don't start that AJ crap again. Throw the ball to Smitty. No, Smitty needs to be involved in this game plan. I believe he is. And Smitty always gets loose on the 49ers. If you look at the 2022 NFC Championship game, boom, we got Smitty involved early. I just feel like with AJ stepping up in the locker room, leading the charge of we've been here, done that type stuff. Let's get comfortable in a confident way, not a cocky way. You know, I expect a big game by him too. But I hear you, Lady J. Listen, I'm a big Smitty fan. I think he don't get the credit that is deserved, not just from Eagle fans give him credit, but around the league, simply because what we did in the run game the last year, and A.J. Brown always being that first guy on our team to get 1K. But the running back season starts now versus the Niners. Again, how healthy is Trent Williams? How healthy is Ricky Purcell, whatever his name is? They're going to give it a go, but so is Lane Johnson. We haven't got the guarantee he's going to play, but I don't see Lane Johnson, a guy like him, missing a game. Not of this magnitude. There's going to be some bad blood in the water. You already hear George Kittle saying that I respect Eagle fans because of how terrible they are to the opponent. They make it tough for anybody who goes up in there. So there's bad blood in the water. 2 teams that have represented the NFC in the Super Bowl 6 out of 8 years. That's crazy. They're going to have to duke it out in the first round. Now, I do want to tell y'all this. For anybody watching on a rerun, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell so you are live with us, talking to us when I'm live. Don't got to watch it on the rerun. So many people watch it on the rerun because they don't got the bell hit. That being said, I will be live for the Eagles-Niners game, scoreboard and everything for people who never seen it before. But I'm also thinking about doing Rams-Panthers at 4:30 tomorrow, and Packers-Bears, which is on Prime at 8 o'clock. So I might stream the Rams-Panthers game, then the Packers-Bears game, because I want to get all the intel with you. If I don't stream it, I still watch it. I watch playoff football. I watch all types of football. I'll be watching, what's it called? Indiana versus, there's a college game on tonight. Indiana versus, who is it? Indiana versus, I forgot, but I'm going to be watching it. I'm just starting to get into college, more NFL. But I think I want to watch it with y'all, stream it with y'all so we can really look at these teams. Oregon, there it is. Pretty Mimi on it. But I want to watch the 2 NFC playoff games with y'all so we can get some intel. Now, before I drop the link in the chat for y'all to chop it up with us, let's hear one more thing as it pertains to Eagles and Niners that I think is very, very important. And that is CMC. I think that is where the Eagles got to focus on everything because of what he does. Like, I didn't really realize, I knew he was their leading receiver as it pertains to receptions, but I didn't realize he was about to be a 1K rusher and a 1K receiver. I knew he had like 80, 90, 100 catches, but I didn't realize he was like 60 yards away from 1,000 yards receiving. Like, I watched a lot of Niners games and I see him getting the ball for 10 yards here, 5 yards here, 10 yards here. But for him to have 1,200 rushing yards and 950 or 940 receiving yards is crazy. It's the Kittle CMC show. Now, Ricky P is going to add a different element to this Niners offense. We'll see how healthy he is. Trent Williams blocking will help. They got Juwan Jennings, who's made some noise as of late due to the fact that Ricky P is out. But I didn't realize, I know who Kittle is. He's their second leading receiver. So their first leading receiver is a running back. Their second leading receiver is a tight end. We knew that we had to stop them. But when I really looked at CMC and I saw he almost had 1,000 and 1,000, that's crazy. So I think Fangio, who definitely knows defense, he eats, sleeps, and breathes defense, got to worry about them too. But I'm still putting most of my focus on CMC because of what he does on the ground and through the air. And if you notice, this year, the Eagles have been real good at stopping tight ends. I think we are the best team versus tight ends. When you go down the 17-week season, we have limited tight ends more than any other team in the NFL. Now, granted, they're going to force feed Kittle. They're going to use play action, motion. Kyle Shanahan is a genius with that. They're going to get some favorable matchups for George Kittle. But what I don't want to happen is the favorable matchups for CMC. The favorable matchups for CMC is what could destroy this defense. And again, this ain't like any other sport. The NBA, you have a bad game in the playoffs, it's all good. It's the best of 7. Hockey, best of 7. Baseball, best of 7. It's if you mess up during this game, it's a rapsy-scapsy. You got to play 4 quarters like you never done before. And again, Trent Williams is going to help the offensive line depending on how healthy he is. But CMC, when I realized that he was about to get 1,000 yards receiving and rushing, I thought, like, if you would have told me he had 700 yards, I'd be like, that's great. But to have almost 1,000 is crazy. So we're going to have to focus our attention there. Before we go any further, though, this is what you need to be on. Forget the sports book. Stop going against the book when you can go against peers, buying and selling. Simple and plain, you can go against peers, buying and selling. Leave the sports book in 2025. It's called Polymarket, which is a prediction market where you trade on the outcome instead of being locked in on one play. Plus, it helps you keep your winnings. Literally, sportsbook charge $9 on a $100 win, where Polymarket takes a single penny. I also love how easy the app is. Let's go ahead and pull it up and move over to the NFL, where we have the playoff games. Let's scroll down till we get to our Eagles. 68%. I like that. We're going to buy it at 68% for $50. And remember, if the Eagles end up getting a big lead, you can sell it, trade it, and make it profit before the game's over. But I feel good about buying this at 68%. Polymarket lets you trade in and out and or cash out whenever you want, unlike the sports book that blocks trades and cash outs multiple times during the game. Also play anywhere because it's available in all 50 states. So turn game day into payday. Trade live with no limits. Download Polymarket today by clicking the link in my description. Once you do that, use promo code PhillyMike and Polymarket will give you a free $10 once you sign up. No deposit needed. Go ahead and sign up by clicking the link in the description. It is also about to be pinned in the live chat for a little bit. If you don't see the live chat, that is the live comment that is pinned, that means we unpinned it because we are dropping the link for y'all to call in and talk birds with us. But then once that is erased from the pinned comment section. You can go down to the description and find the link. Use promo code Philly Mike. Again, leave the sports books in 2025 and go peer-to-peer, buy, sell. If you get it at a certain percent and then at halftime, it's up 20%, you just made money. Sell it back and do what you got to do. Shout out to everybody in the building. Lord Vaughn said Green Bay offense is horrible. We'll see how they do for sure. Donnie Ford said, I think we destroyed the Niners. That would set the tone for the playoffs. You got A.J. Brown setting the tone in the locker room, loose and loud, beating the Niners the way we think we could beat the Niners if we play Eagles football will set the tone. Again, I'm going to stream Panthers-Rams. I'm going to stream Packers-Bears. In the perfect world, the Panthers beat the Rams, which is not super far-fetched because they already beat them this season. It's going to be tough. I think the Rams are a better team. But if the Panthers beat the Rams, Packers beat the Bears, it's Seattle versus Panthers. Well, actually, I don't really care. But the Eagles get to host another home game versus the Packers. Or will it be something else? I don't know. We have to wait and see. Actually, yes, if that's the case. But if the Rams beat the Panthers and the Packers beat the Bears, then it's Rams-Seattle and Eagles-Packers back in the link. But we got to handle business versus the Niners before we can be talking anything else. Lady J said we need to can KP and hire the Dolphins coach as OC since he was fired. I'm all with you, Lady J. There's no way you could do that right here, right now. You can't bring in a new offensive coordinator who don't know our plays, who don't really mess with our scheme probably, or understands it. He's not stupid, so he can come in and understand it. But you can't fire your guy now. But what you could do is bring Mike McDaniel in as a consultant, let him help the play caller, adjust the offense, put some tweaks in the offense, and that would pretty much say we're bringing you on now because at the end of the season, win, lose, or draw, you are the next OC. But I will say this. There's already been so many people, so many teams out there calling Mike McDaniel. The Lions already called him. The Commanders already called him. So many people are calling Mike McDaniel. He might have half the league chasing at him for OC. And I think he's going to be a dang good OC simply because that's never been a problem for the Miami Dolphins, getting receivers open. Tua might have had a hard time hitting the people when he was upright, but it was their defense and their quarterback that sunk that team, not the play caller. And we've seen it. Jim Schwartz was trying to be a head coach for the Lions. It didn't work out. He was a great DC for us, and he's a really good DC for the Browns. Vic Fangio, head coach for the Broncos. Didn't work out. But when he was the Niners DC, a dog. When he was the Bears, wherever he went as a DC, except for Miami, because the players are crybabies, he was a dog. So some people just need to be coordinators. Some people can be both. But I know for dang sure that Mike McDaniel is going to get a job. I would love it for it to be with the Philadelphia Eagles. But we got to still worry about the here and now. AJ Jones with a $5 super chat. In the offense, in the off chance we lose any of these playoff games, Kevin James Patullo has to be fired next day by brunch time. I'm ready for the breakfast. I'm ready for that da-na-na while I'm eating my bacon and eggs. I heard today on Anthony Gargano's show, Mike Garafolo say that if the Eagles beat the Niners but will lose in the divisional round because of the loyalty that Nick has for KP, he could stay. That scared me. Again, it's a tough one. I am not a fan of KP, as A. Jones says. Off chance we lose any of these playoff games, Kevin James Patullo needs to be fired by brunch. I'm thinking breakfast, but I'll brunch at the latest. But I don't even like to talk about that too, because by us firing him means we lost the playoff game, which means there's no Eagle football till September, which means we really did sell a possible running back season. You're talking about an offense that has everybody back, minus a right guard, and a defense that had all our young guys who balled out in 2024 take a step up, minus the cornerback spot, which I think has been pretty good as it pertains to Adoree Jackson's play. We all weren't fans of him, and I still think we're not satisfied with the totality of the season, but he's been good of late. So we can't sell this season, but at the same time, we know what changes need to be made, but we've beat good football teams. Rams are in the playoffs. We beat them, right? The Lions just beat a playoff team in the Bears to almost give us a second seed. When we played the Lions, they were in the playoff race. We beat the Chiefs before people found out that they were not that good. Like, we've beaten teams that were supposed to beat us. We beat the Bills, who are one of the favorites in the AFC. Not the favorite, but one of them. But I hear you, AJ. And I like, if that's his real, I don't even know if that's his real middle name, but I'm with you. Kristen said nobody expected Jerrigan's to fall off a cliff. Now, here's my thing about Jerrigan's. He definitely fell off a cliff. That's true. But is it his actual game that fell off a cliff, or is it the injuries that piled up in 2025 that he can't just overcome and play with? Listen, not everybody's a Lane Johnson. Not everybody is a Jordan Mailata where they can talk about being nicked up and banged up and this hurts and that hurts and still play up to par. Let's take a look at this. A lot of people who really didn't know how badly Jalen Carter was hurt was really talking about Jalen Carter like he's not good. I've heard people on Twitter say, man, Carter's having a bad season. He's getting bullied. He's getting this. To come find out, we all knew he was dealing with something. But when a player is dealing with something, we think, who cares? Go play. You're playing, play good. Then we find out that this man needed procedures on not one, but two shoulders. And then we're like, that makes sense. That makes sense. So I want to know, is Jerrigan's just a bad player, or are these injuries stacking up? Like, could we see Jerrigan's take an all season, relax during the all season, and come back to his Pro Bowl self? I would say yes. The dude was handpicked by Kelsey, studied Kelsey, showed Kelsey's resemblance, and now is beat up. But it ain't no coincidence that he's missed time, came back, missed time, came back. So I think the injuries are why he fell off a cliff, not solely him being a bad player. And I think you would agree with me. Christian says, gotta hope his injuries isn't the norm going forward. Yes, back issues are different. So hopefully that ain't the norm. Philly 1971 with a $5 super chat. What up, bro? Let's go. You already know. It's about that time. Eagles, Niners. And if you're just getting in here, I said it at the beginning. I'm going to say it one more time. This is going to be a tough battle simply because of who we are. Eagles, Niners. Them teams are powerhouses in the NFC, regardless of what you think about the injuries, this, that, and the third. At the end of the day, the last 8 Super Bowls, 6 of them had either the Eagles and Niners in it from the NFC. Called consistency. Consistency. Bet on yourself said, just win, baby. Eagles 28-14. I like it. I like it. I saw one other comment here I wanted to get to. G-Lo said, Lane ain't ready, huh? Nobody knows for sure. Nothing has been put out there specifically if he's playing or not. However, it's Lane Johnson. Do you think in a playoff game where if we lose, we're done? Well, that's every playoff game. He's going to miss this game? I don't think so. Lane is a different breed. He plays, and he plays good. One leg, 1 foot, you name it, he can do it. Fresh said banking on Ringo's development was the biggest mistake of the season. Well, we didn't fully bank on his development. Yes, we did. But we did bring in a contingency plan, and his name is Adoree Jackson. And in the beginning of this season, I wasn't a fan of it, and I'm still not a huge Adoree Jackson fan. But if I only watched Eagles football the last 6 weeks of the season, you would think Adoree Jackson has been playing up to par. I mean, you can't watch Adoree Jackson and this Eagles defense the last 5 to 6 weeks and be like, he's trash. Now, if you remember the beginning of the season, it's easy to come out your mouth with that. You know what I'm saying? But shoot, let me find out Adoree Jackson ain't the weakest link in this defense rotation throughout the playoffs. And I swear to God, I'll buy a jersey and hang it up on my wall because I think he is the weakest link. But if he's on the field showing he's not the weakest link, then this defense is a problem. It's already a problem. It's going to be a big problem if he can prove he's not the weakest link. But yes, we banked on Keely Ringo. Our contingency was Adoree Jackson. And again, it's lived up to what we needed it to be. Eagle fans said it's playoff time in Philadelphia, the time that matters. Again, when you are the Eagles, you know what I mean? Regular season is needed. It's needed. You got to win in the regular season to get to the playoffs. But we're judged off what we do in the playoffs now. We're a team that's been to the Super Bowl a lot lately. And if you want to go back to 2017, because we're still inside of a 10-year decade, we've been there 3 times. Won 2 of them, lost 1 of them. In the last decade, we're 3 times Super Bowl appearances, 2 wins. So this season hasn't been as pretty. 11-6, lost the last game, an opportunity to get to the 2nd seed. But I do like the Eagles-Niners matchup. I honestly think the Packers can knock off the Bears. And again, I will be live for the Eagles-Rams game. I'll be live for the Eagles-Niners Sunday at 4:30. You know how we do. If you never came through, come through. It's fun. And I also will be live for the Rams, Panthers, and Bears, Packers so we can scout our NFC playoff opponents. Nina's in the building. What's going on, Nita? Heavenly Cut said, what it do, Philly Mike? What's going on, Brody? Chris Sack said, tell him, don't tell him. I hear you. Main friend said Adoree got better as the year went on for sure. And that you can give credit to him being a veteran and being able to do that. But I'll also credit Christian Parker and Vic Fangio. Again, I think that Cooper DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell was going to be good players from the gate. But the development and how quick they got good and how good they got, well, how quick they got good is what I wanted to say. I give some of that to Christian Parker too. And again, Adoree Jackson wasn't that good with the Giants last year. Came to Philly, was real suspect for a large portion of the early season. But the more time he spent with Christian Parker and Vic Fangio, the better he got. That is literally developing through the season. And you're like, how does a 9-year vet need developing? Well, he came to us with 8 or 9 years of experience and he wasn't that good. And he got better as this season went on, learning the system, getting better on his technique, fundamentals, this, that, and the third, being challenged. You know, the defensive coaches don't put up with nothing. You're going to listen, you're going to learn, you're going to do it. When you do good, you get a quick thumbs up and that's it. When you do bad, we going to tell you. That's what I love. My man Vic Fangio, during the last press conference, was asked about Jalix Hunt, who leads the team in sacks and interceptions. 3 interceptions, 6.5 sacks, leads the Philadelphia Eagles in both categories, had a good game against the Washington Commanders. The question is, what's your expectations for him in the playoffs and how good has he been in blah, 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 and how good it was in the game, blah, 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 blah. Fangio said the expectations are high. He can do it and he needs to do it. But the good news is we know he can do it, so he will do it. Then he also said he had a good game versus the Commanders, but there were 2 or 3 things he could have did better. You know what I'm saying? Like, this coach is not going to just tell the media that. If he tells that to the media, he's saying even more powerful to the player. My man can come in the locker room like, yo, I got a pick. I was getting them tackles out there. And Fangio's like, this, good job. But you also missed this block and this block and this block. And he's like, really, bro? But that's the type of coach that these guys play for, love, and it speaks Philly. You know what I mean? I love it. But again, I feel like in the back of my mind, I still hear KP, KP. It's like I got the heartbeat. I got a heartbeat in my brain, in the back of my brain. And it goes KP, 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 KP. But then when I hear things like AJ Brown in the Eagles locker room had different energy. It's loose. It's loud. They're hanging out. And AJ's leading it. When I know that these guys been there, done that, it's hard for me not to believe in his team. Jalen Hurts, something happens mystically to this man when it comes to playoff football. When you need a play, he gets you a play. But and that's why I'm excited. This is why I believe. And the Niners defense is beat up. But I still hear KP, 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 KP. This is the interesting thing. How much do you think Jalen runs? I like how Jalen Hurts literally kind of put it all on KP's fault. Like, look, I do what is called simple and plain. This is how the games have been going via the coach, KP, how he called it. But I feel he wants to run. He wants to win. He don't care if he got to throw it 40 times, hand it all 40 times, or run it 40 times himself. He want to win. And I think that Nick being more involved, he probably has spoken to KP about, look, we're going to start running Jalen more, but let's hold off into the playoffs. I think if you don't run Jalen Hurts now, then you're never going to do it. And that is a horrible coaching decision to have a player with Jalen Hurts' skill set, seeing how good he can run the RPO and the design runs and not do it. It's malpractice. Again, two things that need to happen in this game to keep the flow of this Eagles offense going. It is utilize Tank Bigsby, who's flashed every opportunity you gave him, and run Jalen Hurts. You do that, Saquon's going to get more openings via the offensive line and the defense when he's in. When Jalen Hurts fakes the RPO, you're going to have Goddard, AJ, and Smitty open. It's just, come on, man. This is playoff football. It's win or go home. Like, if you don't do it now, when are you going to do it? Next year in camp? Yeah. It's August. Now Jalen Hurts is running against the Jets practice team. What are we doing? You do everything now. This is why a guy like Lane Johnson is not going to sit out. Well, let me sit out. Then the Eagles lose. What you sit out for, dog? You got the whole off season to get better. If something happens, there's no reason to sit out. There's no reason to hold anything back. And Jalen is not a reckless runner. If he needs to get down, he'll get down. Now, the only thing that's scary is teams be targeting him and referees don't be throwing the flag. That's the scary part. Other than that, there's nothing to hold back. Logan Sports, what's going on with you? Tiffany said they not like us. That's for dang sure. I'm awake said Mike is getting me hyped. Listen, this playoff football. Nina said next year in camp, right? Like, well, we gonna let Jalen run in camp next year? Nah, bro. It's now or never. Keisha Harris said there's no getting it right next week. Do or die. Exactly. And this is where, if you beat a team like we beat the Buffalo Bills, we could take, like, look, when we had close wins versus the Bills, versus the Bucks in early season and the Chiefs, you're like, can we continue to win that way? I don't know, but we continued to win that way, even late in a season. That's why I never compared it to the 2023 season, because we were losing late in a season. We were winning close games early and losing late. We were winning close games early and still winning close games late. But if you win a close game in the playoffs, you won. You moved on. The other team is going home. I'd much rather not be on the edge of my seat, about to have a heart attack while I'm sipping on some stuff. But a win is a win. In the playoffs, even more in the regular season. AJ Jones says Lane retires if we win a Super Bowl. I can see that. Mrs. Sparks said the head ref for the game is from New Jersey and we have a winning record with him. Yeah, I posted that in a video. I think it was Tuesday's video, and Niner fans are upset. I mean, look, there's been times where we had refs that were probably not from PA or from the team that we were going against. Like, it is what it is. He's a referee. He's going to take his job professionally, but we are, I think, 8-3 or something with the refs. Alex Eck. I'll take it. Philly D 1971 with another $2 super chat. Does my man iron his white t-shirt like Look, listen, one of these days I'm gonna take the camera and show you. I got 2 sections of my closet. Actually, I got 3 sections of my closet. All my Eagles jerseys, all my regular clothes, and then I got a middle section of just white tee galore. Because I still got to fix up this room too. I don't know why, but I have new lighting and everything. But if I wear a red shirt, a black shirt, a green shirt, a blue shirt, the lighting looks weird. It's only when I wear white shirts that I don't look like yellow. I either look super yellow or super, super white. Like I look like this white tee white. So, does my man his white t-shirts like Fonzie? Shout out to you, bro. I appreciate it. Listen, we won Super Bowls type in our white tee. You know what I mean? Yep, in my white tee. But look, I'm gonna drop the link. I do want y'all to call in. You can either put your face on the screen, or you can leave it blank and just use your voice. You can show your face or just use your voice. But I want to, where's it at? If I know how to do it. Oh, here it is. I want to drop the link in the chat, and y'all come through and chop it up with me. We've been live for 37 minutes. I ain't going to do it too long anyway. So if we do get people in here, get them in, they say their piece, get out. But don't be afraid to come through. I need to hear from some of y'all. Simple and plain. Let me pin it to the top of the chat. Go ahead, click the link. If you have a computer, you can do it with a computer. If you can be on your phone, it's like FaceTime. Y'all use FaceTime with your friends and your family and all that. You can show your face or not show your face, but call in or click the link to come in and talk your talk as it pertains to the Eagles versus Niners. I want to hear it all. The good, bad, ugly, sad. Again, Friday's practice, we literally had all 53 men on the roster participating in some way, shape, or form. That goes overlooked. The fact that the Eagles' strength and conditioning staff is probably one of the best in the league. Now, granted, you got to give some of that credit to the players who keep themselves in tip-top shape, but injury-wise, we were coming into the playoffs with the same people we had in September. You can't say that for a lot of teams in the league, especially the 49ers, who don't got Bosa, Warner, Tatum, and a bunch others. They got some corners knocked out of the game and everything. Like I said, click the link, come up in here, and talk your talk. Mrs. Sparks said, let's be real. If we smoke San Fran, I can promise you we're going to be in the heads of the fans and owners for life. Oh, yeah. San Fran already got a vendetta against us simply because we beat the out of them in 2022. And they were like, well, if we had Brock Purdy, we would. But no, you wouldn't have. It was your coach that allowed a backup tight end to block Hassan Reddick. That was your fault right there. You wouldn't have beat us with Purdy, and you definitely didn't beat us without him. So y'all got your little baby get back in 2023, but it's time for the real deal Holyfield. All right, so we got Stitches Rule coming in here.
Hey.
Hello,
how you doing?
I'm doing good. What's going on? How you feel about this game?
Just kicking back, man. I think we destroy the 49ers, because we got an elite defense, and I just see that's how it's gonna go,
I'm with you. So you think that the defense is going to play up to par as it been doing all season long? And since you said destroyed, I'm guessing you think our offense puts up some points because destroyed them 13-3 is not destroyed to me. You know what I mean? So when you say destroyed, give me a little bit more detail how you figure the destroyed type game is going to happen.
I think we're going to run the ball. I think Saquon Barkley and Tank Bigsby, I could see Saquon having like 100 yards. Tank Bigsby maybe 60-something yards, splitting it up, because those linebackers, man, the 49ers linebackers, they're decimated, man, and yeah, there's no way in hell that Kevin Patullo is not going to take advantage of that, I mean, we all know that he has his faults, but yeah, man, I mean, you have to be completely brain dead not to take advantage of that,
I'm with you.
Yeah, we're gonna slow the game down. We're gonna attack their linebackers, and our defense, man. We're gonna get after it, man. And if you look at Trent Williams, he has a big hamstring, man. Those hamstrings, even if he does play, he's not gonna be, 100%, and the bigger you are, the longer it takes for those hamstrings to heal, so he's not going to be, and besides that, their offensive line as it isn't, the best offensive line in the NFL or anything like that. They have a subpar offensive line as it is, so yeah.
Oh, I agree with all your points. Trent is a big dude. He's old. Them hamstrings for offensive linemen his size and at his age could take almost a whole year to get better. So this is why he's going to probably come in at maybe 65-70% at that. Now it still helps simply because he's that good of a player, but he's going to go against a couple pass rushers that switch sides. We rotate. He's going to see Jalix, Nolan, Jalen Phillips, and BG and everything. So it's going to be interesting there. You're right about the linebackers too. They pretty much just picked them up out of Walmart. Say, hey, come play for us. They got Eric Hendricks, who was a shell of himself in Dallas. He might have to play. And Kaiser White, they just signed him a couple of days ago, the former Eagle in 2022. He didn't play all season. He something happened to him week 1 when he was on the Tennessee Titans roster. Don't know exactly what happened there, but I do love what Kaiser White said when they asked him about the Eagles. They were like, look, I'm on the Niners now and I want to win. But man, that Eagles team hasn't been playing up to par on offense. But if they get going, he was like, Jalen's a top 5 quarterback. I think Smitty and AJ are top 5 receivers. He said that O-line is good. It was so. I feel like the Niners person was like wanted to stop him from talking. It was like maybe I should never ask him that question. But I love what Kaiser White said. He Eagle in his heart.
Yeah, and if you listen to Kittle, it seems like he low-key wanted to be an Eagle. If you listen to one of those interviews that he has so much like admiration and stuff. All right, man. Well, hey, I'm gonna keep this short and stuff like that. I know you probably got people in the backstage, but yeah, man, it's gonna be a heck of a game, dude. And yeah, man, can't wait for tomorrow, man.
Before I let you go, can I get a score prediction from you?
Yeah, I got Eagles 27. 49ers 17. I think we win handedly. And I think that the last touchdown that the 49ers get, it's going to be in garbage time. So we're going to be in control of the whole game, but it's going to look a lot closer than what it really is. But it'll be 27-14, something like that, We'll see.
And that last touchdown's going to come against Jacorian Bennett and Keely Ringo. That would make me feel more comfortable too.
Yeah,
we got a backup set, right? All right, I appreciate you, bro.
All right, man. You take it easy.
Go Birds.
Go Birds, man.
All right, caller came in short, sweet, kept it funky, and I like it. Like I said, feel free. The link is pinned up there. Click it. Come in. Talk your talk. Like I said, you can show your face or not. It's up to you. We got D-Truth next. What's going on, D-Truth?
What's up, man?
Oh, let me get you on the screen because since you are showing your face, I don't know why it's not popping up. I got you.
What's up, man? I'm out here in Fort Worth, Texas, representing for the Philly fans, man. I'm getting ready for the game.
That's cool. So you in the heart of enemy territory, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, Football talk quiet out here in D-Town. The boys quiet.
They and I heard that they were interviewing Matt Patricia for their defensive coordinator position. All I said on Twitter was like, "Good job, Cowboys. He's a heck of a coordinator. Go ahead and get yourself some Matt Patricia."
Hey, football talk is quiet. Hey, I be just talking trash to the boys. They ain't got nothing to say. It's been real quiet the last 2 years. They all returned from the Cowboys fans.
Hey, I hear you. So what's your feelings about this wild card matchup, Eagles Niners, 4:30 on Sunday?
Man, I said all the Eagles got to do is score 24 to 28 points a game, and we can win the Super Bowl again. I'm just over here dying laughing because them Cowboy fans be sick. But all we need is 24 to 28 points a game, man. We can win the Super Bowl. But regardless, we got to fire KP if we win the Super Bowl or not. That's what I feel like.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I didn't like what Mike Garafolo said today to Anthony Gargano, but like I said, I want to worry about this now before we get to the firing and all that. But I'm with you. I'm right behind you on that. As it pertains to what you said about 24, 28, yeah, like I feel like we literally can hold these teams to under 23. So you get me over 23 as an offense, and we should be able to win these games. You know what I mean? Now, granted, it's the playoffs. Things happen. But I don't see it slipping up. Like, I can see it slipping up a drive early in the game, right? Where we're, oh, wow, the team went down and scored on us. But Fangio's not getting beat up for 4 straight quarters. He's not going to get beat up like that. So I'm with you on score more than 23, and it's a victory to me.
You know, I don't see nobody scoring, going up and down the field unless the offense just going 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, and the defense getting tired. Can't nobody go up and down the field on that defense.
We do that though often.
That's my only reason I'm nervous. That's the only reason, man. I'm sick of Kevin Patullo. He got to go. He got to go. But I got this question for you. Do you think it's Nick Sirianni playbook, or do you think it's Kevin Patullo? Because every year, regardless who we get in there, we always have a little issues with the offense starting out.
Well, I think it's a mixture, right? So I think even with Kellen Moore last year, I think Kellen brought stuff to the Eagles and the playbook was expanded. But, you know, some of the traditional stuff that they have in here, we've been seeing since we've seen some in a similar plays, whether it was Steichen, Brian Johnson, Kellen Moore. So Nick has his hands in it. But as much as it's the play call, the plays, which like I'm not a big fan of all the hitch routes we do, right? I feel like when you have an experienced guy in here like Shane and or Kellen, there's the playbook is always more open. You utilize some of the predictable plays less, and they call the game with things piggybacking off of each other. So I feel like now that we got Kevin Patullo in here, first-time play caller, and just really Nick Sirianni's best friend, nobody can give Nick Sirianni the pushback that Shane and Kellen were able to give him. So I feel like with them two, when you have an experienced offensive coordinator in here, it's like 2 heads are better than 1. But I feel like KP and Nick is only 1 because they're the same person. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I think that the drawback is. It's really Nick Sirianni Jr. So when you I'm a big fan of 2 is better than 1. Nick bouncing off of Kellen bouncing off of Nick. But when it's KP, it's like they're the same.
Ideas are still the ideas are the same.
Yeah. But real quick, shout out to Jerry.
Shout out to you, man. I was just gonna let you know I'm out here representing Fort Worth, Texas. I'm gonna get off of here, man.
Yeah, I hear you. But he said shout out to Fort Worth, Texas, and East Side, Fort Worth, all that. Now, before you get out of here, though, you got a score prediction?
I'm gonna go with 24-13. 24-13.
I like how you stuck with that. You said we can't let them score more than 24. You stuck right there at that 24 mark.
We got to stop it right there because the 49ers, they don't got no weapons on offense. They just got George Kittle and McCaffrey. We can shut down McCaffrey because I don't see Jennings really a backup, so I don't see them doing anything.
Ricky Parcell, whatever his name is, he's trying to go, but he's a young guy and he's injured too. Shouldn't be worried about him. But like I said, I don't know if you were in here earlier, but I was surprised. I didn't know that CMC was that close to 1,000.
Receiving yards.
Receiving yards. My man was flirting with it.
He won't hit the way of going down too. All them boys over there in San Fran fragile.
Yeah. they and again, them Cali boys ain't used to cold weather like this. But
exactly.
But that's crazy. When I saw his receiving yards, like I said, the top two receivers, top leading receivers, receptions and yards, is their running back and their tight end. And we are one of the best against a tight end. And Fangio got his eyes set on CMC. So we should be able to shut some stuff down. And I feel good. You said 24-13. I like it. I can co-sign that.
All right, man.
All right, be easy, bro.
Bet.
That is the truth coming from the deep in enemy territory in Texas, showing that birds love. We got Jaquan Williams next. Again, click the link in the description. You can show your face or you can leave it blank and just use your voice. We got Jaquan Williams in the building. What's going on?
Another one down here in the heart of cowboy country, you know what I'm saying? Down here in Dallas.
Taking over Texas, taking over Dallas.
Man, we've been took over Texas, man. They had 30 years to figure this out, but they still act like they don't understand. But yeah, listen, man, I went to the game last week. I drove up to Philly to the game. Me and my son, we had a blast, and that we already knew that the game was probably not going to go in our favor, but we weren't tripping. We went there for the experience. We had fun. We sat right behind the medical tent. You know, we seen all the players right there in front of us, had our little sign up said we drove all the way from Dallas, you know, to see our birds, you know, but it's all good. Listen.
It still was a winnable game, though.
Oh, yeah, easy. You know, Petulo, if anybody was there, they would have heard me hollering the whole time from the second quarter to the fourth quarter. I kept saying, just run the ball. They run defense suck. But we wouldn't run the ball. We were just doing this and that. And I'm like, well, I don't know why. But you know what? Like you said, we blame that on Petulo. But I'm not even tripping about that because we going to eat this weekend. And we're going to eat good. San Francisco they got about a zero chance. They got about a snowball chance in hell to win this game. I don't care what people tell you, how they look at this and look at that, bro. We are the better team, and we going to shine in the playoffs. I've been looking at every game this year, and I've noticed how we played, right? At the beginning of the season, we said, all right, we're missing 5 of our defensive players. So now we're finna try to work these guys in. You know, we having an issue with our second cornerback on the back end. So there was juggling around Keely Ringo, Decorian Bennett, Adoree Jackson, you know, that was ringing them around. And we looked at kind of shaky on defense at the beginning of the season, but we were still solid. So we won 4 games. Yeah, then we stepped to the Giants, and they had the little new quarterback in, a new running back. So everybody complaining about our offensive scheme and all that. So we said, all right, man, let's try a little new stuff. And the Giants jumped out on us real quick and put us in a bind where we couldn't catch up, which is understandable. It's a division game. You can't take nobody lightly in a division. I don't care how bad your record is against them and all that. It's just in the division game, you can't take nobody lightly.
True. I mean, look, the Chiefs lost to the Raiders in one of the years they won the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? So,
right. And look, then the Raiders beat the Patriots at the beginning of the year. Just stuff like that happen. I know they ain't in the same division, but still. But listen, what I'm saying is, then we played against the Broncos. If anybody watched that Broncos game, when we went up 17-3, our offense went into complete let's not lose mode.
Which we do often, we play, too conservative.
We do that a lot. But in that game, we know for a fact that Bo Nix fumbled that ball, and we returned it for a touchdown, but they call it not a fumble.
Oh yeah, that was messed up.
And then we got a couple of little bad calls at the end of the game, especially when they defensive PI on Dallas Goedert that they didn't call. We would have had the ball on the 5-yard line with about 25 seconds left, something like that. Would have won that game. I'm not even worried about that.
Double PI. They both hit him.
I tossed that to the wind, right? So then we had an AJ controversy with a little bit of talking here. I'm not getting enough passes, using me but not using me. So we said, okay, hell, we 8-2. So Dallas is 3-4-1 at the time. I mean, whatever, like 3-5-1 at the time, something like that. And we were like, well, you know what? Let's try to get these receivers involved because we know we're gonna need them in the playoffs. So we tried new stuff for the next 3 games. And AJ got his 100 yard, but we lost
We're
in the
taking
game.
L's. We're
Yeah.
taking big L's.
We were losing. And that's when that's when Jeffrey Lewis came up to AJ and said, hey, AJ, I'm going to need you to stop saying what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get you involved.
I think you just you're good.
He said, we're going to get you involved, but we have to get back to what we're doing because you're causing a distraction. AJ said, okay, cool. Then Kevin Patullo finally started coming up with a game plan because that San Diego game that we lost, I love the game plan in that game. Even though Jalen threw 4 interceptions, but that's an anomaly, bro. That ain't gonna never happen again. So I'm not worried about that. But I've seen receivers going across the field, coming in motion, running backs are going in motion, cutting across the field and pass. I said, Patullo got something. I said, people might not know it, but Patullo got something. And then in that Raiders game, in the first Commanders game, we were just lighting them up. It was nothing. It was easy. Everybody like, oh, it's just the Raiders. It's just the Raiders. But if you look at everybody else the Raiders played that was decent, they was in a dogfight with the Raiders. Only the Eagles just in the Eagles and the Chiefs just blew them out the water. Boom, boom. But you know, I ain't got nothing about the Chiefs. Forget the Chiefs. But what I'm saying is,
my man breaking down the whole season for us, and then he tell us why we gonna crack the Niners.
This is why we gonna win. I'm telling y'all. Watch, listen to me. I focus on these boys so much. You know, I'm a Bird fan to the fullest. So, the Buffalo game, right? We jumped out on them, right? And we were like, oh man, we flexing our muscles against these bad boys. It ain't nothing. We didn't attempt but 8 passes in the second half. And if you look at 7 out of the 8 was covered up. So he either had to get it out of danger way or get rid of the ball. Mm-hmm. And I went tripping because we took our foot off the gas right there. He was like, man, we're not finna show them everything we're doing. But if you notice when we was in that practice run, you know, San Diego, the Commanders, and Oakland, we ran Jalen like 7-8 times per game.
Mm-hmm. That was
and we were like, this is real effective. That's what Patullo and Nick Sirianni. People talk about dude, but he a good coach, man. I do not want to get rid of Nick Sirianni. I do not want to get rid of Patullo because Jalen needs some longevity. He needs some he needs somebody to grow with him. You understand what I'm saying?
First one ever to ever say.
I'm serious. Patullo gonna grow. People, I see it, but he gonna grow. He doing bad. He was doing bad this year, but he gonna grow. And Nick Sirianni?
That's also because you think we're gonna smack the Niners. I think we're gonna win. But so let me ask you this: if in a case that we don't reach the Super Bowl, then how do you feel about KP?
I still feel the same. Listen, the only way we don't make it to the Super Bowl is if Philadelphia we beat ourselves. It's gonna have to be turnovers. It's gonna have to be the offensive line not making the blocks that they're supposed to make because we've been kind of shaky on the offensive line. But Lane Johnson coming back, and you know, you can move. If you ask me, I would actually move Fred Johnson with Tyler Steen because the man get a holding penalty every game in such a crucial moment that is crazy. But you know, listen. But what I'm trying to tell you, Philly Mike, is listen. Nick Sirianni and Kelly Patullo got together and said, oh, wow, this run game and putting Jalen under center is really opening it up for this offense. So
what happens if we only score 10 points in a loss? That in one of our losses, we only score like 10 points the whole game, or not even 7 or 6. You not going to blame that? No, I'm saying what happens if that's the way we go out with a horrible...
Look, those are hypotheticals. That's not going to happen.
You're right. We're not talking about
that's not going to happen.
Right. So, all right. So,
listen. What they saying is this, is Philly. They saying, all right, we know what we can do. You know what I'm saying? We already in the position where we got our playoff position solidified. That's the reason why he wasn't really worried about. My phone keep ringing. My bad. Look, that's the reason why he wasn't worried about if we got the second seed now, because we have the team that it don't matter if we go on the road because defense and run and travel. And we have the team. When we use Jalen Hurts, that's opening it up for Saquon and for Bigsby. So I'm not worried about that. Jalen gonna get him about 40 or 50 yards per game during the playoff run. Why would I tell you? And then San Francisco ain't gonna be able to handle us, man. San Francisco offense is good, but if you notice, whenever they play anybody with a defense that could put pressure on them, they had their worst game. Their worst 5 games was against, 4 games was against the Houston Texans, the Denver Broncos, Seattle Seahawks, and it was one more team that had a good defense. But our defense is just as good, if not better than Seahawks. You understand? And then
put the blueprint out there.
Exactly, just like they tried to say that stuff about us. You know, when Bosa told me, all you gotta do is not over pursue Jalen Hurts when you rushing him. Called the blueprint. Nah, that wasn't blueprint. We just had a horrible defense that year. Anybody could have beat it, but Purdy, crack under pressure. Listen, all the NFC great quarterbacks that we got to face, all of them crack under pressure. What, the NFC West?
Yeah.
All of those quarterbacks, they good quarterbacks. Don't get it twisted. But they Achilles heel is pressure. And we ain't got a rush before. Plus, we got a rotation of fresh legs every time. These boys got beat. Bro, they got beat up last week. So now you got beat up at home in the sun. Now you finna bring those aches and pain in the cold.
That was in Seattle. That was in Seattle.
No, that was in San Francisco.
That was in Seattle.
Oh, yeah. But it wasn't cold. Seattle.
But regardless,
that game was in San Francisco.
It was in Seattle.
No, the first game was in Seattle. When they first played Seattle, the first game of the regular season was in Seattle. My best friend is a Seahawks fan. That game was in San Francisco. They wore their all-black uniform. Seattle went to Santa Clara and beat their butt.
It wasn't San Fran. You're right.
Yes, trust me. It was in the sun. They got beat up, bruised. Now they finna bring those pains to the Philly cold. Come on, man. You know how cold
it was in Seattle. I can't. Yeah, they were wearing the white jerseys too. Their white jerseys. Yeah, so that's bad.
So
that's bad.
You know how pain gets intensified when you get to the cold weather.
Oh yeah.
So now they finna bring all these injuries to Philadelphia. You got Jalen that's finna run the ball, Saquon that's gonna run the ball. You got Smitty over 1,000 yards. You got AJ over 1,000 yards. You got Goddard got 11 touchdown catches this season. These boys are ready to eat. They've been waiting for this moment right now. This is what we do.
I believe our boys been waiting. I'm just still nervous because, as you said, as you were at the Eagles and Commanders game, and although it was our backups, you said that from second quarter to fourth quarter, you were like, run the ball. What's going on, KP? Run the ball. So we don't need. Listen, if we are on the 2-yard line or we are at the 3-yard, if it's 3rd and 1 inside the 5, and we throw 2 passes in a row,
4 times. I'm running it 4 times.
I hear you, but look, before I get you out of here, I like the whole thing, and you are 100% in on the Eagles, BTA, and the Niners. And again, if we win the Super Bowl, we could have a conversation about KP returning because I am in agreement that Jalen Hurts can use stability. I'm just not sure if this is the guy for stability. With that being said, winning the Super Bowl can change a lot of people's mind. You got a score prediction for this BTA before I get you out of here?
38-13 Birds. Guarantee it.
38 points to open up the playoffs. That would set up a nice chance we can run it back and score even more points than we did last year in the playoffs.
Bro, their defense couldn't hold nobody when they had all their linebackers. So now all their linebackers gone. Come on, man. That means Smitty about to run across the middle. You got Jahan Dotson go sneak up. You got AJ Brown on the outside numbers. You got Goddard hitting them with them quick corner routes. Saquon bust up the middle tank. And then Jalen running. They going to have a problem. 38. And we owe them. Because you remember the last time they came to Philadelphia, they wore them black uniforms. And you know our boy Jalen keep receipts.
I hear, listen, my man said 38 points and we still fired. Nah, just kidding. Look, at the end of the day, pop into my live play-by-play. If we getting close to 38, I'm going to definitely shout you out, my guy. You heard?
Yeah, we'll be close to that in the first half. Watch what I tell you. I bet you Tanner McKee gets some more reps.
Oh, I like it. I appreciate you, Jaquan, always coming in with the with the hot stuff.
Hey, another one of these coming, baby.
I love it. Go Birds, bro.
Go Birds. 38-13.
Hey, you heard it first from Jaquan Williams. 38-13. Shout out to him. And listen, if we were 38 points in the first playoff game, and listen, we all gonna be looking at KP like, hold up, KP. You know what I'm saying? That's all I could say. Shout out to Chicago. What's going on, Chicago? How you feeling about this?
Yo, what's up, man? How you doing? You can hear me all right?
Yes, sir.
Man, the way I'm feeling is we go kill them, but I don't think we're gonna be thinking KP. I think we're gonna be thinking Vic Fangio. You see, I got my Cooper jersey on today. I really think the defense is gonna start smashing it, and they're probably gonna get us, if not in great field position, 7 points. I'm calling, if not a pick six, like a scoop and score for sure. The way we've been playing and the way they've been looking, no question about it. But when it comes to our offense, I have the utmost faith in Jalen Hurts to just flip the switch and turn it on, man. People try to talk too crazy about it, but he got that in the back of his mind too the whole time.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
What's in my mind is how comfortable he'll feel maybe calling audibles. Because you remember back earlier in the season, they were saying that him and AJ Brown were doing too much shit off to themselves, and I don't know if that they had a talk or something, they had to reel that back in, but I want to see Jalen Hurts be let loose more, because I think a lot of these halves where we just struggle in is maybe him saying, okay, I'm gonna follow the system. This is what the system's getting us. This is what we're doing. Now that it's the playoffs, it's like, okay, can I be me? I mean, he said it several times before that as long as the shackles are taken off him, he's out of a straitjacket, that he'll give you what we need. And I think he will. And also, him and Purdy, the only two QBs this season that have a perfect passer rating. But we faced a way better defense than Purdy faced when we faced the Vikings. So I'm saying Hurts in the defense is going to carry us this first game.
Yeah, and I can see a situation where maybe the Eagles offense goes down the field, gets 3 points. We're all a little nervous about the offense. It's early in the first playoff game of the season, and then boom, the defense goes out there and either gets a scoop and score, a pick six, or just gets us in field goal in good yard. Yeah. And then I couldn't think for some reason. I was reading the comment too. And then the offense goes off. Like it gets jump started by a nice defensive play, and then we don't look back from there via the run game and the pass game. And as much as I think Jalen Hurts is going to make the plays when it matters most, whether it's audibles, deep passes, across the middle, big third downs, I feel like against this linebacking group that every caller talked about, man, we should get the run game going again. And so whether it's first half running and second half passing, I feel like we're going to have a couple big plays. But I feel like we can get a Jalen Hurts efficient game where he barely even gets 20 yards, but he cooks. Right. Like it's one of them games where he has 17 of 20 for 175 yards. And people are going to say he barely threw for 20 yards. He had 3 incompletions because the ground game's going, the run and the pass game is getting chunk yards. We're getting 15, 20 a clip. Like when you have 170 yards passing, people say, what? Not even 200. But when you do that on 15 or 17 completions, it's incredible. A person who's going to throw the ball 45 times completes 30 for 300. You double that, and he has over his 300. So I think it's going to be an efficient day from Jalen Hurts. I don't know about like a 300-yard game, but I can see that, and that's all we need. When Jalen Hurts is playing efficient, that means the run game is going to be working, and we won't even have to worry about our defense. The only way I see our defense being put in a jam is if we go to them long stretches of 3 and outs.
Man, you want to talk efficiency? I think we need to start putting Tank in at the same time that Saquon's in. We got to start doing a 2-back system or something. The threat of either it's going to Tank, Saquon, or Hurts will carry it. Oh, my God, man. I don't know why we haven't been doing that enough, honestly. But if nothing more, I'm hoping Tank gets at least 5 carries, man. At least.
That should be the minimum. That should be the minimum, bare minimum. I mean, Jason Kelsey's even talking about, like, you got fans tweeting about it, videos, and then you got Jason Kelsey, who I know is in the building. Like, he got to walk up to Nick Sirianni and make a joke and like, hey, we going to see Tank in the playoffs? I'm not joking, though. He's good. You know what
I mean? I'm hoping we see in the playoffs the Sirianni we saw in the Super Bowl. in that, let's call that dagger play. Let's jam it down their throats and let's make sure everyone can play. You know what I mean? I'm hoping we have a healthy lead at the end of the third, going to the fourth. Like, I'm predicting we're up like 28-3, 28-9, and he may feel comfortable enough to put in the backups. Like, honestly, the 49ers might just throw in the towel just because it's gonna get to them, man. That crowd out there, I've yet to go to an actual game in Philly, but if it's anything like the fans at the away game,
where you at?
I live in Chicago, bro.
Oh,
man,
yeah.
I almost got into a fight Black Friday. Speaking of that, but I'm hoping, like our path to the Super Bowl. I don't know if I want the Packers to lose tomorrow, because it'd be funny just because I'm hating the way these Chicago fans are popping out of nowhere. I'm like, where you been the last 5 years? Like, honestly, it feels so
you
fake.
rather the Eagles play Chicago next round if we advance?
Yeah, I know, because I'd like to go to that game, but I also want them to feel salty immediately. So, you know what I mean? It's up in the air.
Yeah. Well, with me being an hour away from the link, I definitely would rather have the divisional round in Philadelphia, because it is, like you said, very hard place to play at. Now, I hear some Niner radio hosts talking about every stadium's loud in the playoffs, and yeah, the occasional Eagle fan might be a little jerkish or blah, but it ain't a scary place to play in. Like, bro, like, what? I mean, they got radio hosts saying that, while Kittle is literally like this. I respect the hell out of Philly fans because they are super loud, super proud, and they don't just treat Niner fans like they treat anybody who comes in this building like shit. Then you got the radio hosts out there like it's not that bad of a place to play in. So, San Fran's been talking crazy. Brian Baldinger said on where did he say it on? Forgot what show he said, or radio. He said it on someplace. But Niner fans are going crazy with it because he was asked the question, if you were starting a franchise and you had to take Hurts and Sirianni to start your franchise, or Purdy and Shanahan, he said Hurts and Sirianni, no, wouldn't have to think about it. And Niner fans and radio stations and podcasts are livid. And so, again, we already got the bad blood from 2022 to fight in 2023. Right. It's gonna be a heck of a matchup. Like I said, 8 of the last 6 Super Bowls were represented via the NFC by one of these teams. So it's probably going to be. And again, I think the Eagles have a big chance to win because of how beat up that defense is. But I think it's going to be one of the more physical games of the week. I could see the Rams, the Panthers being finesse. Chicago's Packers might be a little physical too. I think both of them want to run it with Swift and Jacobs, but I think it's going to be a lot of CMC. I think it's going to be a lot of running plays, a lot of physical. I don't know if it's going to snow. I know we're supposed to get some weather over here in my area. I'm an hour away, but we definitely going to see. You got a final score prediction?
Final score is going to be something like 32-6, 32-9. It's like I'm telling you, it's going to be a mollywop. I don't be surprised if you see Mac Jones in the second half. Honestly, that's how bad I'm thinking we're gonna make Purdy look.
Hey, I mean, Purdy has to have in the back of his head the last time he came to Philly, which was an NFC Championship game, right?
Exactly. He's taking it out.
I guarantee you, he already told his coach, "Hey, yo, make sure there's no backup tight ends blocking any of their ends." I know Reddick not there, but still,
right.
Don't let Nolan Smith or Jalix Hunt or BG get matched up against a backup tight end. I know that got to be in Purdy's mind. The link going to be rocking. Hey, so shout out to everybody. So far, all the callers got us scoring at like 30-ish. Well, one of them said 24, but hey, anything over 24 is going to put a smile on my face due to what we've been seeing as of late from this offense. But a 30 burger will really open up a lot of people's eyes around the league. I mean, NFL analyst wise and teams for sure. You got anything else before you get up out of here?
My only last comment is the switch up you hear during the regular season and the postseason is always so interesting because every postseason, everyone says it's a clean slate. What happened during the regular season doesn't matter now. I just want people to keep that same energy. Like what happened already happened. Our offense, that's in the past. We're going to go forward with a full steam of fucking fire, man. We're just going to go and repeat.
Yeah, because right now, if you look at our offensive rankings, you'll be like, oh, you can yawn at it, you can laugh at it. But if we go ahead and put a 30 burger or 38 on someone's head, you know, that's probably going to be the most of the opening day playoff things. Now we have the best offense going into week 2 of the playoffs. So it could change like that. And we have the players, like you look around, it's like bang, 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 bang. And I seen someone say in the chat, you know, the Eagles go as far as the offensive line goes. Yes, Lane got to be healthy. Cam got to not miss blocks. But if that happens, I don't see the run game going bad in the pass. I just don't see a scenario if the O-line plays Eagle O-line par.
Right.
And I'm not trying to be too disrespectful to the Niners. I like how y'all did
Stout
it.
University, baby. It's just no reason. Stout University.
Yeah, Stout University to step up, and I think the Eagles can win this game too. I think the spread already changed to 5.5, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's changing daily, man.
Your mic went out for a second.
Oh, sorry. I said, you know, I'm checking that too because you know I'm putting in my parlays.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think it started out at 3.5, and last time I seen it was 5.5, but I'm definitely gonna have one in myself. See, I like to bet on NFL. I'm not a big fan of betting on my Eagles because I feel like when I do, I mess them up, and I'd rather my Eagles win than me win money. That's why I like to bet parlay wise on other.
Right.
I've did it a couple times this season, but it's always go Birds, and I feel good about this. I can't wait.
Same, likewise, man. Thanks for having me on, and you have a good rest of the time. I'll be watching.
I appreciate you, Brody. Go Birds.
Right, go Birds, baby.
Good caller, Eagle fan from Chicago. So we've been live for an hour and 16 minutes. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. If you missed yesterday's video, go back and check that out as well. Go give our friends Polymarket a sign up. It is free. No money down to sign up. They give you $10. Go do it. The link will be in the description. Once this video ends, go back to the video, sign up. I greatly appreciate it. They help me out. Y'all help me out by helping them out. And again, it's not versus the sports book. It's versus peers. So you can buy and sell. You can win money before the game's over by selling if your team is doing right. All that being said, if we got one more caller, I'll take one more caller. Click the link and come in. I'm going to count to 10. I'm not really going to count to 10, but I'm going to stay for about 10, 15 more seconds. If anybody want to come through and speak their speak or talk their talk. I love what everybody was saying on the screen and in the comment section. Eagle fans said the road to repeat begins. I love that energy. Tiffany said the whiners. That's definitely who they are. And they're going to have some whining to do this Sunday. Jay said we got to watch the safety position. Epps got a tall task. Can't leave it up to the refs. Yes, the safeties are going to need help from the linebackers watching Kittle. I want bracket coverage. I don't want man coverage from one safety. I don't want Reed matched up with Kittle by himself. I don't want Epps matched up with Kittle by himself. I need one of them with a bracket coverage. Kobe, Zach, they got to be paying attention to that. But most of the eyes still got to be on CMC. The dude almost had 1,000 yards receiving while also having 1,200 yards rushing. You got to watch that. With that being said, I appreciate y'all. If and when we win, I want to do a call in next week so I can get y'all take on how good the win was, how you feel about the next opponent, and hopefully there's no crying. Because I don't know if I can handle a call in if it doesn't. With that being said, I love y'all to death. I started this off by saying A.J. Brown in the Eagles locker room had different energy yesterday via Elliott Shore Parks. It's an extremely loose and loud Eagles locker room. Players hanging out in each other's locker, and A.J. Brown is leading it. We need that same energy in the first playoff game. Listen, I will be live for Rams-Panthers, 4:30. Come in, watch the game on your TV, and chill with Philly Mike as we scout our competition. I'll be live for the prime game, Bears-Packers. But if you don't come through there because y'all chilling with your friends and watching the game, that's cool. Just make sure you come through for Eagles-Niners. It's either going to be my best stream or my worst because we letting it all out on that stream. Come through and, again, sync your TVs with me or whatever you got to do. Mute me and you can mute me, watch the game, but have the Philly fans in there to make you feel good when we're feeling good and feel sad when we're feeling sad, because that's what some of them do. Some people don't even talk to me. They got their own little Philly chat going on in the chat. With that being said, I love y'all to death. Meg taking shots one way or another. That's pretty much. And look, normally I sip a little bit on Friday and Saturday. Well, not Saturday, but Friday. But I'm staying liquor free until Sunday. So I'm really prepared. You know what I'm saying? Until next time, you know what time it is. Be there. And the Niner fans, beware. We out. Peace.
This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike. Talking sixes in the bird gang, that's I like. Competition, we ain't scared, yeah, that's what we like. Win or lose, you know we showing up and we gon' fight. You see we strive for the sky every day that go by. And every single week we scream and fly, eagles fly. This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike, yeah. This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike, yeah.